Aloha, my name is Yemaya Indira. I am the founder of the Embrace, or the Embrace.life. Mentoring to the heart of the matter. I am a somatic therapist. I have been since 1995 after graduating from the Rosen Method Institute, where I studied with Marion Rosen for practically 8 years. What is somatic? Somatic is a buzzword at this time. Our humanity is awakening to the fact that in order to be facing the events and times that we live in, we need to be, purified and free from the weight of the past. Childhood trauma is definitely plaguing our society on many, many levels. There's a lot of things that's coming to light right now, but I'm not going to go deep into that at this moment. I want to keep this video fairly short and give you a sense of what would be 4 stages of somatic healing. So somatic is the relationship between the body, the mental, the emotions, and our energetic bodies. They're all bodies, if you would, but they are different level of density, right? So the matter and also what really matters inside the heart is what we address here with the somatic therapy and somatic healing. So after practicing from the Rosen Method Institute's graduation and method and Marion Rosen work, I felt in 2017 that it was crucial for me to organize my work in a way that I could reach more of you and have a bigger impact on the planet. I'm fully in love with this planet, and I am in full trust that our humanity can evolve in a way that we will manage to live in truth and justice and harmony with our planet Gaia and our multiple communities around the globe. So organizing the work so that it could be shared in online programs and one-on-one mentoring, but reaching more of you, and also with these beautiful ways that we have with videos. And speaking for the 4 stages of somatic healing today, I just came up with a little recipe that I would like to share with you. First, we have track. So track. What are we tracking? We're tracking for feelings, sensations in the body, first of all. So, example, you are running into someone at the bakery and have an interaction. And out of that interaction, you are feeling different than when you came inside the bakery in the first place. You're realizing that your breath is shorter, there is perhaps a contraction around your solar plexus or your belly, maybe your shoulders just raised up, like something got triggered by a conversation, for example. So tracking, first taking the time, okay, I am noticing where there is a contraction inside my body. And then I'm going to go, okay, when did that start? This feeling of discomfort. Maybe you're not able to even feel your body because you're not used to that. But, like you're feeling like there is something like, I'm in a bad mood suddenly. I'm reaching for negative thoughts. I'm feeling pessimistic, and I came in, I was in a good mood. So what happened? So tracking, back to the conversation with the person you ran into the bakery, something in you got triggered, something got slightly upset. What happened there? What was said? What was awakened? So now we're tracking a present thought to the past and looking for its inception point, if you would, its core trigger. And if you practice, you will be able to go, oh yeah, I remember that's when I felt, excluded from the high school, group, or that's remind me that, I'm feeling abandoned by my mother, or I felt threatened by this person. It reminds me of when my father was about to get violent, whatever the story, that you're still carrying inside of you, you're tracking this back to the past. So tracking, is coming in those 3 different stages. First, the body, sensation, than the thoughts, of what just happened, and then tracking it back to its root origin. The second step then becomes mourning or grieving. So mourning is mourning something that has been lost, something that has changed, something that belongs to the past. We go through life without being trained to mourn or grieve, or have, healthy rites of passage in our Western society. So mourning is something that is extremely important to bring back, not only when you lose a parent, you lose a child, you lose a beloved pet, you lose, a job, a career, but you lose also your health sometimes. But there is so many things that can be and deserve to be grieved. Pretty much, and everything that has changed, has been lost, or maybe something that needs forgiveness, or someone who needs forgiveness, or something that belongs to the past. So mourning, taking time to grieve. This has changed. This situation is not going to come back. And letting yourself feel the feelings that are coming around that. Sometimes it's about tears, letting yourself really feel that sadness, giving you the space to do that, giving yourself the space to do that. Through your meditation, through prayers, through just like the time of being with. Sometimes people need to move their body to be able to access these places of feeling, to be able to release, so dancing or running or biking, or having a somatic therapist put their hands on you, or asking you, to really come and honor what has been lost, what needs to be grieved, what has changed, what has transformed. This is so important because we use our muscle system or group of muscle to position ourselves and to hold what we're not able to grieve, right? So in order to not feel the feelings, we have to use our muscle system. Now, because we're not trained to feel our feelings from the start, we're full of contraction, we're full of chronic tensions. We lose the access to certain parts of our body, right? So that mourning, that grieving is the second step, to be able to reopen this part of our body, this part of our mind, this accessing these emotions, right? So once we're being able to do the grieving or the mourning, then the muscles are able to let go. They don't need to hold the stuff inside, since we gave the stuff a chance to move, right? So suddenly there is breath that is coming back. The muscles are able to let go and to unwind. And so we can expand. That's the third stage, expand. We expand in the breath, we expand in movement, we expand in ability to receive guidance. The emotional body becomes opened, and we can become really receptive to things that are trying to come into our space, like thoughts, guidance, beautiful things that we have envisioned, but before we were not able to let them in because we were in that contracted place. So expand is the third stage. And then finally, like really important stage, is embody. Embody is the time to integrate what has transformed. So that expansion often is going to want to go back to the old cycles of contraction, right? And it's a stage that when you haven't done enough work around your self-worth, you're probably going to neglect, you're going to sabotage it, you're going to forget about it, you're going to go like, wow, I had this amazing expansion, and then boom, you're going to create something that's not going to let you anchor in the body the transformation that has taken place. So to embody, we need to anchor the change, anchor the transformation. And that happens with self-care, meditation, guidance of a mentor to remind you, and the willingness, the intentionality to really embody what has become the new you. So that fourth stage is embody. When people skip that stage, they become discouraged because all the heavy work, the heavy lifting they've done emotionally is just like sliding off their back. And you hear people, oh, I've tried this, I've done that, it's not working, so discouragement comes here because anchoring has not been allowed, and there is no embodiment. So they've done the work, but they missed the last possibility to really be into that new place. Life is all about growth and evolution. It's not like, okay, I became an adult, period, I'm done. It's like there is more than just like 3 stages of growth, right? It's a constant evolution if you let it be, right? And it's an incredible journey. I came from a very difficult past, and I am at this point the happiest person I can be, and happier than many. And it was not an easy path, because I took the path of the teacher, and to be able to really share what I'm now mentoring, I had to really experience it on a deep, 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 moment to moment cellular transformation, so that I can speak to you and, give you some formulas that are really supporting your growth. And you don't have to take, 12 years, but maybe just with like a 3 months journey or 6 months journey. Sometimes people repeat the programs because they want to go deeper. You can really get to this next stage of evolution. Let me see, is there anything else I want to tell you today? No. So yeah, creating strong boundaries so that you can anchor your new level of freedom. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps me. And so you can continue having some free content and more free content and reach more people, so that our humanity has a chance to walk the beauty way. The Embrace.life is where you can find my programs, and you can subscribe to my newsletter. I send you much love and courage. Aloha.